So let's go over your branch and your changes so far and see how they jive with the contributing guidelines. So I'll just go over them one by one. One, every pull request must be linked to an issue, no exceptions. So this is right, is linked to an issue. As you can see in the sidebar, it's properly linked. Ensure your branch contains logical atomic commits. So here there's a problem with the branch. So here we can see one commit doing different things. So this commit updates, it adds a twig file and it updates a pager CSS file and it updates the artifacts. So what atomic commits means is that every commit should be as small as possible and only affecting a single part of the software. So what you should do is you have one commit to add this file, and then the commit message will read something about why are you adding this file. Then there should be a separate commit for updating this CSS file. And the commit message should say, why are you updating this file? And then finally, for the artifacts, the minified files, you just have a separate commit message saying update artifacts, like I have in this pull request. Next up, write commit messages following the AlphaGov Git style guide. So this is the Git style guide. I hope you take some time to read it thoroughly. So an example of a good message would be set cache headers, i.e. 6 was doing foo, so we need to do X. So based on this message, a reviewer can see and understand why this change is happening. So the point of all these guidelines is to make reviewing more efficient. I need to be able to see without asking you, why are these changes being made to our software? So based on your commit message, I cannot learn anything. Primary and secondary tabs not styled right after migration to Bootstrap 4. This is not a description of changes. This is just you repeating the issue name. So instead, it should be separate commit messages for each change. The changes for this file should say something like, we needed to update Drupal pager as CSS for some reason related to the issue that you're working on. And for this file, the issue message, the commit message would be something like, we needed to add a new twig file to add the isActive class to the local menu links. And yeah, for this, you just write a commit message saying you updated the artifacts. But please just read the style guide thoroughly so that you also understand why we are doing what we are doing. Pull requests must contain a short description of your solution. Let's see if you did that. So your description is primary and secondary tabs not styled right after migration to Bootstrap 4. So yeah, that is not enough information. So your description should be about what you decided to do. So what you're doing here is you're changing something about the classes of the links. So you're saying like we're changing the active class in the menus to be either active or nav item, and then explain why you made that decision. And then I can think about whether or not I agree with this decision. So let me see why you are doing this. Okay, so you're setting the class active here because it is styled in the SCSS here. So if we go to global settings, we can see the original classes. So here the class is active. So what you probably did is you created a twig template to use the class active instead of is active because your SCSS file is using the class active. So in this case, I probably do not agree with your change because in Drupal 9, the standard is simply to use is active. And I think it will be good to just stick with the standard and change the SCSS to also use is active. So maybe you do not agree with me, but yeah, this feels like it would be the better solution to update the SCSS instead of updating the template in this case. So that we're more in line with Drupal's best practices or Drupal's coding standards. Branch naming, yeah, this looked good. You have a correct branch name. Pushing artifacts, yes, you did push the artifacts, but you should do it in a separate commit. Okay, this one I just added after reviewing your pull request, contributing guideline number 7. So what surprised me was that you added a change for Drupal pager.scss, even though this change does not affect the tabs that the issue is about, as far as I know. So in the issue description, here previously said like links or relevant links, and then I linked to the relevant files, and I changed this heading into scope of affected files. If files other than the above mentions are affected, please explain why in your PR request. And in the contributing guidelines, I added, if the issue defines a scope of affected files, do not include changes to files not in this list, unless absolutely necessary. When you do this, you must explain why. So in this case, you have to explain why are you changing code in a file that's not in this list. And by that I mean, why are you changing the pager file, this one? So as far as I understand, this change should not be in this pull request, but maybe if you have a reason why it's there, you need to explain that in the commit message or in the pull request description. All right, that's it for now.